Have you ever been part of a decision-making process where the outcome affected a lot of people, but only a few people were actually involved in the conversation? In higher education especially, decisions often impact multiple stakeholders across campus. In this video, I'm going to talk about inclusive decision-making and how you can intentionally bring the right voices into your project and leadership processes. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Katie Linder, a certified project manager, change manager, and coach who works full-time leading and supporting teams in higher education. On this channel, I offer real-world examples of how project management translates into the higher ed environment. If you're looking for ways to use project management tools and skills, both professionally and personally, to bring more ease to your work and life, you're in the right place. Inclusive decision-making is the practice of intentionally involving a diverse group of stakeholders in the decision-making process, especially those who are affected by the outcome. In higher education environments, this often means including voices from across faculty, staff, students, administration, and cross-functional teams. Inclusive decision-making doesn't necessarily mean everyone makes the final decision, but it does mean people have opportunities to share input, provide perspective, raise concerns, and contribute their ideas. The goal is to make decisions that are better informed, more equitable, and more widely supported. Higher education institutions are complex organizations with many interconnected systems and stakeholders. When decisions are made without broad input, a few challenges can emerge. First, blind spots in planning. Leaders may miss practical implications that frontline staff or students experience every day. Second, lower buy-in. People are more likely to resist decisions they feel excluded from. And third, unintended consequences. Policies or processes may create barriers or inequities if diverse perspectives weren't considered. Inclusive decision-making helps mitigate these issues by incorporating a wider range of experiences and insights into the process. One of the first steps in inclusive decision-making is identifying who should be involved. You might ask questions like, who will be directly impacted by this decision? Who has expertise related to this issue? Who will need to implement or support the outcome? And whose perspectives might be missing from this conversation? For example, if a university is redesigning its advising structure, relevant stakeholders might include academic advisors, faculty mentors, student success staff, IT teams, and current students, among other groups. Thinking carefully about stakeholder representation helps ensure the decision-making process is truly inclusive. Inclusive decision-making also doesn't always mean everyone participates in the same way. Different stakeholders may have different roles, such as consultation, where stakeholders provide feedback or input before a decision is made. Collaboration, where stakeholders actively participate in discussions, workshops, or planning sessions. Shared decision-making, where multiple people or groups contribute to determining the final decision. Or informing, where stakeholders are kept updated on decisions and the reasoning behind them. Clarifying these roles early helps set expectations and prevents confusion about who is responsible for the final outcome. Here are a few practical strategies that can help make your decision-making processes more inclusive. First, use structured input methods. Tools like surveys, listening sessions, focus groups, or workshops can make it easier for people to share their perspectives. Second, create psychological safety. Participants should feel comfortable sharing ideas or concerns without fear of negative consequences. Third, be transparent about the process. Explain how decisions will be made, what input will be considered, and who will make the final determination. Transparency about process can help to build trust. Fourth, close the feedback loop. One of the most important steps is letting participants know how their input influenced the outcome. Even if every suggestion isn't implemented, acknowledging contributions demonstrates respect for stakeholder participation. A common concern with inclusive decision-making is that it might slow things down. While gathering input can take additional time, it often saves time later by preventing resistance, identifying problems earlier, and improving implementation. The key is being intentional and structured about when and how stakeholders participate. Not every decision requires a large collaborative process, but for decisions that affect many people, inclusive practices can significantly improve your outcomes. Inclusive decision-making is about creating opportunities for diverse perspectives to shape the decisions that affect our organizations and communities. In higher education settings, where collaboration and shared governance are often core values, these practices can lead to stronger solutions, greater trust, and more effective implementation. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What strategies have you seen work well for inclusive decision making on your campus or within your team? And if you're interested in more ways to apply project management and leadership strategies in higher education, be sure to subscribe to the channel for future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.